Hello and welcome to the Unapologetic Moms Club. I'm your host Janine McKinnon from unapologeticmotherhood.com. I'm a mom of two, community leader, multiple small business owner, and your personal mama bear cheerleader. We're here to dig into the deep shit to help you feel empowered and give you the tools to break free from patriarchal standards and create a life you not only survive but thrive in. We'll chat self-care, women's health, sex, relationships, plant medicine, personal development, and so much more so you can rock it in your unique mom life and beyond. Without further ado, let's dig in. For the past 5 years, I built a community around helping women who've lost themselves in motherhood. After helping hundreds of moms with our guides and workshops, interviewing over 50 experts, leading conversations with our community, and from my own personal growth, I've come to find that self-love and self-leadership are at the core of breaking out of the mundane, exhausting hamster wheel of family life within the matrix to create a family life you're obsessed with, one that truly aligns with and supports yours and your partner's inner essence and values. Which brings me to today's topic, why sexual liberation is key for true self-love and acceptance. Sexuality in general is a hot topic, especially as moms who often think of that chapter of their life as already closed. But I'm here to tell you becoming accepting and confident in your sexuality is key for true self-love and acceptance. And true self-love and acceptance is necessary for setting boundaries, creating shifts in your life, and being more present for those around you, and ultimately leading a happy and fulfilling life. If you're not convinced yet, that's okay. I'm here for 10 to 15 minutes to shift your perspective and show you why this is an area worth working on. First, let's begin with why self-love is important. Love is the magic ingredient which all transformation can happen and is our baseline for overall happiness and for the love we can share with others. All of our emotional wounding and trauma are rooted in lack of love or perception that love isn't there. Through my training with Layla Martin's Vita program, I've experienced how we can systematically work through and transform all of our emotional wounding and trauma through love. Rather than criticizing what may be thought of as the unlovable parts of ourselves, we can show them that they have a seat at the table to be loved, accepted, healed, and integrated. Think about it for a moment. Say you've done something you're not proud of. You keep replaying it in your brain, beating yourself up for doing X, Y, and Z. You're increasingly critical of yourself, wishing you did things differently, and feeling really shitty about it. This tape keeps getting played over and over in your mind, imprinting your nervous system with all of the negativity you feel towards yourself for X, Y, and Z. You can feel the tightness in your chest, weight over your shoulders, your breathing gets more shallow. Whenever a thought arises about X, Y, and Z, this negative thought process and body response repeats itself, keeping you at this lower level of vibration. By coming from a space of radical self-love, we can meet these thoughts and sensations with love. We can begin to reflect on why we may have done XYZ. Perhaps it was a trauma response or trigger from something that happened in our childhood or even previously in the day. We can then begin to have more understanding for ourselves, bring more acceptance to our actions, and begin to meet them with love, holding these thoughts and sensations as we would hold our children when they've done something wrong and feel bad about it. As we bring this radical self-love to ourselves, the tightness starts to ease. The weight begins to lift a bit, and our nervous systems begin to shift to a parasympathetic state rooted in safety. From this state, we can integrate our crummy feelings and begin to build on them. Just as we hold our children with love while they work through their mistakes and learn a better way, we can do this for ourselves. Rooted in love and acceptance, we can think of how we can do XYZ differently and imprint a different nervous system response for when a similar situation may arise. Now, true radical self-love is a practice of being able to bring this love to all of our thoughts, sensations, and realities. It's holding ourselves with love, grace, and acceptance and support so we can reflect, learn, heal, and integrate in a holistic way while we pave the path to embodying who we are becoming. An incredible, multifaceted, worthy, confident woman overflowing with love for herself and those around her. I'm sure some of this is starting to resonate with you, and now you may be wondering how sexual liberation plays into all of this. To begin that conversation, let's start with the current societal norms around sexuality. As women, we get a shit ton of mixed messaging. We should be desirable, but not slutty. We should keep our legs closed, but not be prudish. We've had sex to create our kids, but after they're born, we shouldn't own our sexuality. Not to mention all the marketing being thrown at us because sex sells. As a society, we know we're sexual creatures, but our standard is that it's something that should be hidden behind closed doors. It's something that's so out in the open, yet blanketed under secrecy at the same time. Then add in all of the religious connotations around sexuality. Any sexual thoughts are impure thoughts. Sex needs to be held off until marriage. Women shouldn't attract the male gaze, and on and on. All of these teachings and realities associate feelings of shame, disgust, and contempt from our sexuality, which in turn imprints our nervous systems with these self-conscious thoughts and accompanying negative physical sensations. Yet, if we really stop to think about it, sex is at the core of humanity. It's literally how we are created and how our species continues to live on for generations. Biologically, we're wired for sex, love, and intimate connection. The hormones released during sexual encounters bonds us with our partners. Orgasms reduce stress and boost our overall health. And with sacred sexuality, we can reach moments of bliss that feel like we're connected with the divine. I could go on and on about this stuff, but at its root, our sexual energy is our life force energy. It's what creates us, connects us, and drives us. It's at the core of our being. That is why I believe sexual liberation is so important. No one can truly love themselves, accept themselves, and feel confident and fulfilled when they have so much hate, shame, and disdain for a huge part of themselves. It's like having a beautiful house, only it has mold inside. You can love the way everything looks, but the mold is there, and the longer you ignore it, the more it has power over you. It's going to keep creeping up with different issues because ultimately the mold needs to be dealt with. Similarly, you can run away from your sexuality all you want, but the more you run from it, the more it continues to pop up in obvious and less obvious ways, waiting for you to meet it, understand it, love it, and accept it. By truly exploring our sexuality for us as individuals, it brings our power back to ourselves. It allows innate parts of us to come out of the shadows and integrate with the light. It allows us to truly and wholly love and accept ourselves. And such radical self-love translates to epic confidence and profound love for those around you. Now, just to be clear, I'm not talking about going out there, dressing provocatively, and being outwardly very sexual. What I am saying is that we should develop an intimate relationship with our own sexuality. Rather than stuffing it down, hiding it, or ignoring it, we should allow it to come to the surface. We should get curious about it, have fun exploring it in a safe way, and learn to love, accept it, and embrace it in a way that makes sense for us as individuals. I created my honeypot meditation with all of this in mind. I first practiced it in those early days of my Vita training, and wow, was it eye-opening. Been uncomfortable at first, yet profound for rewiring our nervous system to associate the feelings we choose to associate with our sexuality, rather than what's being imprinted on us from society. I've just released the meditation for purchase on our site. I'm really excited about it as it's the first of many meditations and embodiment practices that I'll be releasing throughout the year. I'll link it in the show notes for those inclined to check it out, and I want you to know to keep your eyes peeled for a self-love embodiment practice that I'm so excited to share with you in the coming months. As you can tell, this is something I'm really passionate about, and I'm really looking forward to expanding my coaching practice in this area to be able to help more of you experience the transformation I've felt in truly coming back home to yourself and your inner essence. And from that space, building a life you love rather than one you've been programmed to live. If you have any questions or thoughts, please reach out to me. I would love to connect. You can DM me on Instagram at Janine.McKinnon. That's JANNIE.MACKINNON on Instagram. Or you can email me at Janine@unapologeticmotherhood.com. Again, that's JANNIE@unapologeticmotherhood.com. And I'd absolutely love to connect with you more, chat about all of the stuff. But that is it for now. Until next time, you got this, mama. Thanks for joining us inside the Unapologetic Moms Club. Have questions or comments about this episode? Feel free to bring them to our Facebook group where we can connect and discuss things further. If this episode was helpful, please leave us a review so other unapologetic moms can find our community. Every reviewer is entered to win a monthly prize for merch and all different goodies. For more information and resources, visit our website at unapologeticmotherhood.com. That's it for now. You got this.